Let me quickly rope in Dr. Swamy. Dr. Swamy, 100-year-old images. Now, do we now have a parallel part of proof, archaeological evidence from far afield that is pointing out, sir, that the Ramayana was just not a story? It was much more than that, perhaps even an actual occurrence, Dr. Swamy.
I never thought, I never thought that Ramayana was ever a story. It's true because Ram Setu is an example. It is clearly man-made, and the only person in that period who could have done it, and for the purpose which it seems to be serving, was Ramchandra ji. And Ramayana describes how he went there and Dhanushkori, and then how he found out how to go across the ocean to Sri Lanka. So India was once upon a time Vishwa Guru, and this would 5,000 years, 4,000 years, these are nothing, because Indian civilization must be at least 15,000 years old, at least. And therefore, that we have found is good, because as modern science progresses, we are going to find more and more. Already we have found some tablets in Turkey called the Hittites Empire, where they talk about Varuna and various other gods and so on. So the world over, the Hindu teachers had gone across and gave people teaching on both spiritual aspects as well as scientific aspects.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm very happy that it has been found, and it should be, in my opinion, if Iraq is a Muslim country, they may not agree, and they can't put it in the museum because we won't agree. So it's better that it is brought to India and we construct at an appropriate place. We
Okay, Dr. Swamy, you mentioned the Ram Setu, sir, and you mentioned the Ram Setu. Now, at the time, you faced many doubters until the satellite photographs came out indicating that there is a good indication that it was man-made. What will you say to those doubters now, sir?
Say that, you see, we've all been educated and brainwashed by the British. Why don't you learn something from our ancient scriptures about the greatness of India? Yes, people doubt that we could be such an old civilization, so much ahead of the Europeans, thousands of years before the Europeans. So this inferiority complex which the British have left us with, that is the really problem. People have, the younger generation is slowly giving it up.
So what should we do? Dr. Swamy, what should we do? Should we send a fact-finding mission there, down to Iraq, perhaps to preserve and protect these images for further study, so that we can examine them in greater detail, sir?
No, I think it should be taken up at the political level by the Prime Minister himself, and must speak to the Iraqi Prime Minister and make arrangements for the statue to come to India. Unless the Iraqi government agrees to build a temple for Rama there, because there are lots of Indian workmen, engineers, carpenters, etc. in Iraq.
Correct.
But if he doesn't agree, then it's better that the Prime Minister speaks to him and sends a special plane.
Okay, before I let you go, Dr. Swamy, now I'm trying to have a larger conversation here, certainly. How do we now, as a country, give respect, sir, to Indian history and culture before the Mughal period that it deserves? How do you do it?
The only way to do it, in my opinion, is the books of history had to be rewritten. And these last 5 years we could not do it because we couldn't come to an agreement with the experts. You see, experts always go on disagreeing. So it's better to give it to one person and then ask him to produce a draft of a new history book, because all this Aryan, Dravidian, all is nonsense. India, nobody came from abroad to India, like the old history that Dravidians first came and then Aryans came. It is all nonsense. So we need a new history book as a text for schools, and ultimately a research level history book.
Okay, and perhaps...
And the government must liberally finance this. There are experts, there are a lot of people who can write these books. I can suggest any number of names if the ministry wants, but the Human Resources Development Ministry is the appropriate ministry which must first give us the correct history of India in terms of textbooks.
Okay, and perhaps Dr. Swamy, we as a country now need to see these things and look, as Basham would tell us, at the wonder that was India. Take a breath.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.